Thank you for tuning back into the Parent Wrap. We are rapping about all things parenting, the pluses and pitfalls of parenting. You guys remember Stacy from the BrainGangster and Kaitlin Robinson from Ask Kaitlin. Last time we were talking about mindfulness for parents, and if you're a parent, you're likely in a relationship, or at least were at one point, and not always. I know a lot of single dads who did this on their own, or single moms who did this on their own, and you're incredibly brave. Part of being in a relationship, or staying in a relationship, if the relationship is right, is being mindful. Have you had experiences where you instilled in your patients, let's start practicing mindfulness, let's start practicing meditation?
Absolutely. Practicing meditation with my clients so I can teach them to take it home, whether they're adults or children, is imperative. And I think especially as we're talking about relationships, if you can be mindful and check yourself before you wreck your marriage, your relationship, you'll come out beautifully on the other side. So I think it's really important to have those techniques. So I love teaching them so that they can do it on their own when they get out into the real world.
Into the real world is, my experiences have been that, we had 2 kids delivered to our doorstep because we're foster parents, and that happened.
Not a stork. It wasn't a stork.
It wasn't, trust me. Yeah, this guy was not a stork. But the world changed, right? And our world constantly changes, and as parents, our worlds can constantly change, right? I think I personally, as somebody who was an avid meditator and have been for a number of years, I got into a space where I went away from it. And therefore, when I'm not meditating, I'm not really mindful. And when I wasn't being mindful, I was trigger happy. But definitely, if I've been more mindful, and I've had a few days in a row, or weeks in a row, preferably, of being mindful and being in a meditative space, consistently throughout the day, I don't respond as quickly. I don't get, I'm not a yeller. I'm like, okay, well, let's just do it, and I have a little bit more patience.
Well, your whole outlook changes. Your perception of what you're seeing changes. I can tell you, as a parent, when I was not mindful and I had 2 little ones like you, my kids still tell the story about how they were sitting at the dinner table jacking around, because that's what they do. And I finally got so pissed, I picked up a jar of their vitamins and threw it in the corner of the kitchen, which happened to hit a full pot of coffee that I had just brewed. It exploded, glass shattered everywhere. The kids, those little a-holes that were just giggling a minute ago, were traumatized.
Of course, right.
I just started laughing uncontrollably because with my kids, this is my thing. This is the mindful thing for me. I'm a tour guide, right? They've just been on this earth for 14, 11 years, yours a couple years. They don't know what they're doing. None of us know what we're doing. But as a tour guide, I'm saying, mommy has fits like you guys have fits. We are real people, but it's how we react to them. Maybe I can't catch myself mid-throw,
Right.
But I can control how I respond after it.
The other thing too, and this goes back to the marriage aspect of it, is I can see him getting a hold on things that he didn't have a hold on before.
It's
in terms
amazing.
Of emotions. Yeah.
It's so amazing
to watch it.
Yes, you can see the progress in people.
If your partner sees that you're taking the time to self-soothe, to learn how to effectively communicate, they're going to usually take note of that and work with that energy with you. They have no choice but to rise up to that.
That's totally true. You can go in with your shitty energy, and you can both have shitty energy, and you can either play at that level, or one of you can go, you know what, screw this, I'm going to raise it. And then that person, whether they want to or not, can't help but
lift up.
Yeah.
I think another part is maybe you aren't with the person who you're parenting a child with before. And, we've talked about this before with one of our friends, and, it's really hard for her. And she starts practicing meditation and mindfulness, and her reaction to the relationship with her co-parent has changed, which is really cool.
It's really cool, because what a miracle is, Marianne Williamson talks about this, a shift in perspective, a shift in how you react to things, that can be a miracle. So if you're having a really difficult time co-parenting, and you are feeling a world of chaos around you, when you take 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening, it doesn't have to be this massive lifestyle shift. You then can get re-regulated, you can get calm, and you will start to see the people and the situations around you in a whole new light.
Yeah, and it just looks different, and it feels different, and it's not so aggressive, and it's not so personal, and you kind of everything gets settled into an easier, more ability to process what's going on.
It's a process, and I love the whole new light too. The whole new light is really what we want to be in every day, right? Because it is a new day, and we can approach it differently, and maybe we had a bad day, and maybe we weren't the best spouse or co-parent or parent the day before, but we can change it today. I'm so glad you guys were here with us at the Parent Wrap on the Daily Kennedy today. Stacy Turis from BrainGangster and Kaitlin Robinson from Ask Kaitlin. Check them out. Check us out again for another episode of the Parent Wrap. That's a wrap.